Hello there, I'm Kafi Khan and welcome back to my Android tutorials. In today's video, we'll be talking about navigation drawer. So what is the navigation drawer? It is the sliding menu which appears on your Android screen with the hamburger icon in your action bar. So let's create a new project and get started. Let's call our project, say, navigation drawer tutorial or drawer tutorial. Draw tutorial. Let's hit the next button, and again we're gonna keep our minimum SDK as 15. Why? So that we can run our application on almost 100% of the devices running Android in the world. Let's hit the next button. Let's start with an empty activity, and let's call our first activity as main activity. Let's hit the finish button. Well, Android Studio is building our project, so let's wait. So the project's built and it's ready to go, so let's get started. So coming to the layout file first. Well, let's get rid of this constraint layout, and instead of this constraint layout, we'll be using a drawer layout. And to use that, we'll have to add a dependency in the Gradle. So let's do that first. So Gradle scripts, application Gradle. Let's add a dependency here. So implementation com.android.support design and the version, which is 26.1.0. Let's sync the Gradle. Well, the Gradle sync and our design support library is ready to use. So let's just close this file and let's close this. So coming back to our main XML, so let's change this to drawer layout. Let's give it an ID, say drawer layout. Okay, and let's just add the navigation view here with, say, 270 dp and say height match parent. So it's the navigation view which gives you that left column which slides in and out. Okay, and this requires a menu file to populate the drawer menu. So let's create a menu file. So coming to resources, let's create a menu directory. So new resource directory, let's call it menu. Okay, so coming here to the directory, let's add a new file, a new menu resource file. So let's call it a drawer menu. Let's hit the OK button and let's switch to the text mode and let's just close this. Let's add a first menu item. Let's add the title, and to add the title we'll need string, which we need to define in string.xml. So coming to values and string.xml, let's create the string for our menu item. So let's call it str home. Similarly, let's add one more. So let's say str about us, and let's define the string as about us. Okay, so coming back to the menu.xml, let's define the title here. So str home, let's define an ID, say menu home. Let's define another menu item. Let's provide the title, say str about us, sorry, it's about use. Okay, so coming back to the menu.xml, so about us, let's provide it with an ID, say menu about us. Okay, so coming back to our main.xml, let's provide this menu file here, so which is drawer menu. Okay, we need to define the gravity which tells the system from which direction this drawer needs to slide in. So let's define that. So layout gravity, let's say, okay, so Android layout gravity, let's say start. Okay, I guess we're ready to go. Let's have a look at the preview. Let's bring it this side. And when I select here, you can see there's an outline over here. So this is our drawer. So let's close the preview And coming to our main activity.java, we need instance of our drawer layout, so let's create that. So private drawer layout, let's call it drawer layout. Let's initialize it. So drawer layout is equal to find view by id, r.id, and drawer layout. Let's also create an instance for our navigation view. So let's create an id here. So id, let's call it nav drawer. Okay, let's just copy it here. So private navigation view, let's call it nav drawer. Let's initialize it. So nav drawer is equal to find view by id, r.id, and nav drawer. Okay, both of our views are declared and initialized. So far what we've achieved is we've created a navigation drawer. Now let's add that hamburger. Okay, so coming back to our main.xml, let's provide a toolbar here. So toolbar with match parent, height, attr, action bar, size. Okay, let's provide a background, say color primary dark, and let's provide a style. So theme overlay, app compat, action bar. Okay, our toolbar is ready. Let's provide it with an ID. So ID, toolbar, and we need to change the theme of our application. So let's go to the manifest. So application manifest. So as you can see theme, so let's change that. So theme, app compat, light, no action bar. So we've removed the default action bar and we've added our own. So let's just close this manifest. Coming to the main activity, let's create an instance of this toolbar. So toolbar, let's call it toolbar. So find view by id, r.id, and toolbar. Okay, so it's probably some Gradle sync issue. Let's set the support action bar. So set support action bar, and let's provide a toolbar. Okay, and it says required support v7 toolbar, so it's just some import issues. So let's delete this, and now alt enter import class, and let's import the support v7 widget. Okay, and now let's define some more things. So if get support action bar is not equal to null, we're just checking if our action bar is present there. So get support action bar, set home is up enabled, true, and get support action bar, set home up indicator. So here we have to provide that hamburger icon. So let's create that. So coming to resources, right click, new, vector asset. Let's click on this icon. Let's search for menu. This one looks good. Okay, well, let's hit the next button. Okay, let's just change this names to IC menu, next, and finish. So let's close this. Now we can just use drawable and IC menu. Well, our hamburger is ready, so let's build our application and see. Well, our application's running, so let's have a look. Well, our drawer is here definitely, but the on click is not working. The drawer is sliding in, but everything's blue. Why? So let's have a look. Okay, so for the container layout, let's just wrap it in a linear layout. So with match parent, height match parent, orientation say vertical. Let's wrap these both things in here. Okay, now let's build it again. Well, our application's running, so let's have a look. Well, now everything looks good. If we swipe it, we can see our drawer. Well, but this is not working, so let's handle this on click. So because this is a menu, so on options item selected should do. So switch item.get item ID, case So the ID for this is android.r.id.home. So what we want is whenever the user hits this button, we should open the drawer. So drawer layout.open drawer, let's provide the gravity, which was gravity.start. Okay, and let's just return true because this function requires a boolean result. Okay, let's provide a default case. Let's just return this here. Okay, we're good to go. So let's build the application again. Okay, now if I click here, my drawer is opening. If I click here, nothing is happening. So let's handle these on clicks. So coming back to our Java file. So nav drawer dot set navigation item select listener, new navigation item select listener. Again, let's create a switch. So item dot get item ID. So we're just handling the on click on the basis of item IDs. So let's just cut this. Okay, so let's provide a case. So if you remember, let's come back to this menu.xml. The ID for our menu items were menu home and menu about us. So let's use these here. So case r.id menu home. Let's create a toast here. So toast.makeText. Let's provide the context. So main activity.this. Let's provide the message. So home clicked. Let's provide the duration. So length short. And let's call the show function. Okay, let's return a boolean value. So let's say true. Similarly, let's define it for about us. So r.id.menu about us. Let's create another toast. So make text. Let's provide the context. So main activity.this. Let's provide the message. So about us clicked, and let's provide the duration. So length short. Okay, let's provide the default case as well. So default return false. Okay, so we've handled the on clicks. Let's run our application again. Well, the application's running, so let's have a look. Let's click here and let's click on home. It says home clicked. Let's try about us. It says about us clicked. Well, the only thing missing here is a header, so let's add that as well. So let's create a layout for our header. So going to resources, layout, right click, new, and layout resource file. So let's call it drawer header. Let's hit the OK button. Let's switch to the text mode and close this. Let's get rid of this constraint layout. Let's call it a linear layout. Let's provide it with an orientation, say vertical. Let's provide it with a background color, say primary dark. Let's provide it with a text view with match parent or with wrap content and hide wrap content. I'll just tell you why I did that. So ID, we don't need an ID here for now. Let's provide a string for this. So strings.xml. So str welcome. So let's provide the string welcome here. Coming back to the header.xml. Let's provide the welcome string here. So string welcome. Okay, let's change the color. So text color, say Android color white. And let's check the preview. So as you can see, the welcome is on the top. So let's bring it in the center. So gravity, center. And let's change the height to say 100 dp. This looks good. So let's close this and coming to the main.xml, let's provide the header layout here. So header layout, and the name of the header layout is drawer header. Well, everything's all set. So let's run our application and see. Well, the application's running. So let's have a look. Okay. Well, our header is also here. Well, that's all for navigation drawer, folks. If you have any issues, any doubts, feel free to drop a comment and we'll go through it. Take care and bye-bye.